Okay, I'm got one of these toy boss today. Last time I got in up to level 115 and can't remember what position I was. Yeah, I was 12. So, let's begin. Okay, I just failed this level once last time, so it shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Yeah, we've got to rescue these toys from the cages that they're in, and get them to the bottom of the screen, which shouldn't be too taxing. And I've been feeling chilly a lot lately, and that's because I haven't. The weather's been getting colder, and I haven't had my blanket over me in bed the same because I had a moderate-sized spider in this room the other day, and I didn't see where it went to, and I felt scared. I didn't want to have my back to any walls, and I was keeping a vigilant eye on all the walls. I mean, you can even see me looking around a bit when I was playing Toy Bust in one of my other videos. That's nice. You can even see me looking around when I'm playing Toy Blast in my previous Toy Blast video, and yeah, that's because I was nervous about the spider and I was looking at the walls and whatnot. But anyway, my mum's put down white vinegar because I read online that white vinegar is supposed to be really good for repelling spiders, and even before that, I don't think I'd seen it in, don't know, maybe a day or so, or probably less than that really, without I was still worried about it. So, yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit less anxious about it now, but at the same time, I'm still kind of cagey, I suppose, and don't really feel comfortable about having a blanket over me yet because I I fear it'll be under the blanket if I leave the room and don't see where it can go, where it goes and whatnot. And so yeah, I'll probably wait until morning or maybe tomorrow before I start having my blanket over me again. And it's close to 3 in the morning now, as you can see here, so I haven't got long to wait, and it isn't all that cold, even though I'm still topless and all, and yeah, even, even though I'm topless and all, but yeah, I don't mind because sometimes when I feel all frigid and whatnot with my pale skin in the cold, I kind of remind myself of cyborgs from sci-fi stories, you know, like in Universal Soldier when the soldiers who were killed in Vietnam were brought back from the dead, and they were kept frozen, and they tended to look gaunt and pale when they were brought back to life and whatnot, and how they had to be exposed to coal to ice every now and then in order to keep them alive and functioning after having been killed. Without it were basically walking corpses kept alive by technology, supposedly. And so, yeah, it kind of makes me feel superhuman in that regard, almost bearing cold while I'm topless and whatnot. I've got quite a strange mind, haven't I? I suppose when you think about it, lots of fiction writers have strange minds, and I guess that's why the reason why they're writers, isn't it? Because the world tends to like to experience different things that aren't commonplace, sort of. I mean, my parents always said I should be a writer, writing fiction, especially with my strong grasp of the English language and my strong grasp, my strong grasp of the English language and my extensive vocabulary. But every time I try coming up with stories in my head, I always realised they'd end up being really corny and predictable in the end, and that I probably wouldn't be able to sell books or anything like that, and so I just kind of gave up, really. But I suppose, like with everything else, practice makes perfect, really, doesn't it? And suppose that most authors didn't write classic literature the first times they put pen to paper, supposedly. But yeah, guess I just didn't operate by that frame of mind back in the days when I was kind of in my prime writing days, I suppose you could say, when I was writing all the time on forums and whatnot. I suppose now I've had enough writing to last me a lifetime, I guess you could say. With how nowadays I just feel like I want to kind of make money here with these YouTube videos, playing games and whatnot. Maybe one day I'll get back to writing someday, but not just yet, I don't think. I'm also something of an artist. I mean, sometimes I've drawn portraits of women that I've found attractive in life, like Nana Visitor. She played Major Major Reese in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Yeah. I was probably getting a bit nervous. Saying Star Trek Deep Space Nine because I've started to really distrust Star Trek in recent times, and as a consequence of that, I started thinking it was wrong of me to kind of have the fixation that I did with Nana Visitor and her Karen Reese character in Deep Space Nine. I mean, especially with how it was a highly liberal series, and she seems to suck up to loads of liberals in life, like Seth MacFarlane and all those Star Trek writers, doesn't she? So yeah, I'm guessing she probably has the same political views as them and everything. But no matter, it's none of my business with how she's a celebrity far away in New York, is it? Yeah, I admit I probably wasted 3 years of my life sending her so many messages on YouTube and all, but what can you do, really? I mean, we're all young and stupid at one point in our lives, aren't we? Even though really I wasn't really all that young, considering I started in 2013. Or was it 2012? Or even why I turned 30 in 2013. Yeah, it seems familiar. I turned 30 during my first year of sending her loads of messages, and I stopped last year in 2016. That was a whole 119, I think. Yeah. So, where am I on this list? Ninth, not bad. Yeah, and I stopped sending Nana Visitor all those messages on her YouTube video last year in 2016. And, yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't still have thoughts about her sometimes. I mean, I'm only human, aren't I? Not perfect. And, yeah, but at the same time, I have started to kind of, I guess, think slightly less of her, maybe. But no matter. Anyway, let's focus on the level, and I've got to get this cute elephant toy to the bottom of the screen, but right now he seems to be trapped in the middle of all these fans. Isn't that a crying shame? Seems to be hard because in the end I'll have to get rid of this bottom fan as well, and right now I can't match any colours against it because it's so low and there's no colours next to it, so what's a player to do, really? Guess hope I get lucky, I suppose. Now my commentary's running low as I'm not sure what to talk about all of a sudden. Oh dearie me. That's always something I never look forward to experience. I suppose we'll call it commentator's block, maybe. In fact, that's one of the main things that kind of dissuades me from making videos sometimes. Fear that I'll fall silent every now and then. But then again, maybe that's kind of normal. I mean, Judson Joyce, when I watch him playing Half-Life 1, sometimes he seems to go silent for sometimes he seems to go silent for maybe 30 seconds at a time, also sometimes, so yes, it's no big deal really. And then you get the people who like kind of hum ridiculous nonsensical tunes in the head sometimes, don't you? So suppose that's done when they don't really know what to say at times as well, so yes, it's kind of silly of me to be worrying about these kinds of things, maybe. But, and I kind of remember the fast-talking, witty people on YouTube who seem to always have funny things to say, and that makes me start feeling somewhat inept when I fall somewhat inept compared to them when I start falling silent with my commentary and whatnot. But yeah, none of us are perfect, are we? Guess I should mix these power-ups together now. And hopefully I'll be done with this fan like so, and now we just need to get the elephant to the bottom and it'll be over. Yay. Trust me to not take advantage of chances to get the elephant to the bottom just because I want to do it in a spectacular way that gets me a lot of points like I just did. It would have served me right if I'd finished a level just because I wanted to. It would have served me right if I'd failed the level just because I wanted to show off to, wasn't it? Anyway, that was level 120. So let's go on to the new map section now, which seems to be some kind of magician's parlour, or maybe some kind of a social club or something. Section of the map. Don't think I'll be talking too much about it though, as with me being a Christian and having read Jehovah's Witness books in the past, the whole idea of magic makes me a bit anxious, I think. So let's get on to level 121 straight away, which I'm third on. I know these levels are magic themed as well, with the magic hats and all, but with it being cartoony and all, hopefully it won't be too much of a bad thing for me to be playing these in videos. And just we've got to get rid of all the hats, and each time you match the correct colour next to a certain hat, it seems they change into random things like bombs and power-ups and bricks and what have you. It's actually a very interesting touch, I think, despite my aversion to the idea of magic and all. But regardless, I don't get these types of levels anymore with magic hats on them, with how I'm the elite kind of player, and how I've rose all the way to 1,440, which I've completed, by the way, and so I'm waiting for another set of 20 levels right now. Once again, it isn't being all that generous with power-ups on this level, is it? With the difficulty that I'm having matching lots of colours together and all. Still, we've only got 2 hats left to get rid of, so things are looking up. It'll be a bad sign if I fail this first level of the set, won't it? With how these first levels, which get you used to the new features, are usually easy compared to the later levels in each set of 20. I'm probably rambling on incoherently once more, aren't I, about things that you aren't understanding and all. But at least I'm making conversation, aren't I? And if you... my score was slightly better than last time, so I'm happy about that, even though I'm still third. Yeah, so that was 121, wasn't it? Yes. On to 122 now, which I'm first on. Yes. I feel quite proud. But yeah, if you're a man in today's world, when you've tried going out trying to pick up women, then you know that just about all of them, or a very large percentage anyway, they're all absolutely dreadful when it comes to conversation, it seems. They just generally don't really have anything profound or interesting to say. And in the end, if you're like me, you end up just becoming dispirited when it comes to women in general, really. It's sad, but you can't really do anything about the way women are wired mentally, can you? Suppose that's why a lot of us men don't really understand woman logic, do we? I mean, there's all kinds of contradictions with women, isn't there? Like when they say they want good, nice men, and yet they end up dating men who treat them badly and all. Just another of the many things with women that doesn't make sense, really. Women is quite comedic in its own way, I think. Yeah, so let's go on to level 123 now. Maybe talking about controversial things like that will help me get some views. What position am I in? I'm 7th here, nice. I'll hopefully do better now. I mean, people might be thinking that if I got a lot of insults or whatever for my opinions online, then maybe I'd back down like lots of people do. But in that case, they clearly would be showing that they don't know me very well at all, since back in the day I was actually a very enthusiastic about arguing on the internet. And sometimes nowadays I still feel like I might need to get back to arguing online to help me with my OCD if nothing works in the end. I mean, my mum keeps talking about bringing someone out to the house to talk to me about OCD, but really that's just a load of upheaval, really, having someone coming out to the house to talk to me about it, isn't it? And when you think, why go through all that stress when I could just go back to having fun arguing online to cure my OCD, seems like the common sense thing to do, really, doesn't it? But I suppose many people would say that my idea of common sense is hopelessly skewed. I'll reply to that later. Yeah, because you don't want to see, you don't want to be bored to tears by my conversations, do you? Hopefully she'll understand. Yeah, with only one bubble to go, I'd say it's safe to use a mix. Well, I didn't get a bubble, but I will now, anyway. Yeah, that's a nice high score, isn't it? I wonder what level I started on. Whoa. That's an inhuman score that she's got up there, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that was level 123, yeah, that I did, wasn't it? Yeah. Just having trouble with my OCD. Okay, 124 it is now. I'm actually getting slightly faster with my talking now, aren't I? I suppose the reason why I was slower in the past was probably because of how I wasn't talking so much, and maybe that's why I'd start feeling embarrassed when I'd talk in public sometimes. After not having done so in a while, and my voice would soon start feeling all weak and strained, and I knew that I was coming off like a hermit who had no social life to people and whatnot. That was even if I was talking to people I didn't really care about impressing or making an impression on, like doctors and whatnot. That's just an example of how insecure I've been at times in my life. Guess we're all insecure at times, though, aren't we? So, no major transgression on my part, I suppose. Even now, though, talking a lot here, my throat is starting to hurt a bit, I admit. I used to think some of the things said by the toys when they're excited about making it to the bottom of the screen sound like swear words sometimes, but guess that was just a case of me being stupid sometimes when when I'm feeling more hyperactive, and sometimes I feel like I need to be hyperactive in order to kind of help myself with the OCD. I was beginning to think I wasn't doing this level. Don't think I'll beat my original score though of how I was first on this one originally. Yeah, I know it, yeah, but I don't mind. On to 125 now, yeah. 27 minutes have gone by. It's making me wonder how many levels I've managed to do in this video so far. I'm on quite a roll, aren't I? So we've got to get rid of the fans and the beach balls on this one as well. Although that being said, I don't think I've had beach balls in quite a few levels now. So I'm advancing quite a lot even with these videos, don't you? Nowhere near as much as nowhere near the point of 1,400 plus levels, I suppose, but we're getting there slowly but surely. That's another problem with being a hermit like me who doesn't talk much. It means sometimes you get a bit short of breath when you talk a lot as well. Makes me wonder if that's a common thing with hermits like me, or if it's just a case of having bad cardiovascular endurance due to being lazy and sedentary, maybe. Hope I've managed 3 stars on this one with my previous goal, because if not, then I'll be stuck with 2 stars. And I'm hoping I can get 3 stars on every level for quite a while yet. I'm thinking it'll be good if for the first 10th of the levels in the game, I'm thinking it'll be good if I can manage 3 stars on all of them. Yeah, that'll be something to show off about, I think, in a video. But in order to do that, I'll need to get 3 stars on the first 140 plus levels, which will probably be challenging, I agree, I admit. Wonder if I can get these Rubik's Cubes next to these power-ups. That way, I should finish the level fast, like so. Yeah. So we're coming up to 30 minutes now, and so it's decision time. Whether or not I continue. That's a mammoth score, isn't it? So that was 126 that we did. Yeah, you know what? I think this is a good time to stop. I am coming up to Mali, my old, well, one of my close neighbours when I used to live in Liverpool back in the 80s and early 90s. So, without further ado, I bid you a farewell. Goodbye, friends.